Oh my god, I'm so worried this is gonna break.
Are these new concealers worth the hefty price tag? Watch this video to find out. Hi everyone, my name is Jing. If you've been to my channel before, you'll know I am a huge Lisa Eldridge fan. I have every single one of her products. So of course, I jumped at the chance to get her new concealers. I got shade 345 and I am in the shade 9 in her foundation and T6 in her skin tint. So if you have a similar shade match to me, make sure you continue to watch the video to find out how the 3 shades match to me and watch the applications of the concealer, a wear test, and my overall thoughts. And just so you know, I am wearing no foundation, no skin tint, just her concealers on my face with the KJH.BRAND blush, MCGRATH bronzer, and some other goodies that I will link in the description box. And now I will insert a little clip of me swatching all 3 shades on my jawline as a comparison. So we got shade 3, golden undertone. I do think shade 3, the undertone matched me the best, but overall the color is a little bit too light. Shade 4, neutral undertone. The tone, it was a little bit too peachy, a little bit too pink for me. And shade 5, neutral golden undertone. It was still a little bit too peachy, but it was a little bit more golden / olive leaning, so I could blend into my skin a little bit more. It was just a little bit darker than shade 3, so shade 5 I think is my best match for covering up blemishes, and that is the shade that I used for that. On my face right now, I've basically got shade 5 here on my chin where I've had breakouts, and now there's hyperpigmentation a little bit on my upper lip here. I don't know if you can notice. I did use 2 different shades actually to cover the redness around my nose, but I don't feel like you can notice the different shades that obviously. But I used shade 3 and shade 5. What I've noticed is here in the nose, it definitely grabs onto dry patches a little bit. You can see that, certainly you can tell I am wearing makeup when you look at my nose. But the thing is, all concealers and foundation do that, so I'm not that mad about it. And on the top of my nose, I did put a little bit of concealer on as well, and actually I don't think that looks too bad. And often even just the tip of my nose is a problem area for foundation and concealer, so I'm actually quite pleased with how it looks on the tip of my nose. And then on my under eyes and a little bit here where I've got a freckle, I used the pinpoint concealer as well, and I've got shade 4 and 3 on this eye. And you can see from the clips the half comparison, the half side of my face with the concealer versus the half side of my face without the concealer. You can tell it certainly brightened my skin, even my skin tone, a lot. And it did perfect my skin, and I don't think I look like I'm wearing makeup. Now jumping in again, because this is my second time filming the video because I realized most of my footage were blurry. So here we go again. But I guess the good thing is you can see I've been wearing it for a while, about 5 hours. But I'll just go on with what I said in the video before. I also wore this to work yesterday, where I used shade 4 under my eyes and shade 5 for covering these blemishes around my chin, and a bit of shade 5 around my nose yesterday. I had to wear a mask most of the day because work, but yesterday in the wear test that I did put on the skin tint first and then use the concealer to see how the two would work. And I could see on the mask the skin tint and like my bronzer and blush kind of rubbing off on the mask. When I got home, I will insert that clip. But after 12 hours of wear, full day of work, you could see that my skin doesn't look too bad. The chin area definitely rubbed off more, but the under eyes I feel like wasn't so bad. There was still quite a bit of the lifting and lightening effect that I saw. Also, I did wear a mask, so I think it's inevitable for bits of my chin to rub against the mask as I'm speaking underneath. It was a little bit of an unfair test, I feel like. And of course, I didn't use any setting spray or any setting powder, so really it was a concealer doing the job. So we can't talk about this product before we talk about the price, because this is £27 for 0.4 grams of product, or $34 US, 0.014 ounces, which is tiny in comparison to my holy grail concealer that I've used for many years, the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. It is the same price, £27, but it's got 6.2 grams in the pot. So the Lisa Eldridge is 15.5 more expensive than the NARS concealer. And NARS is already an expensive brand. So that is insane. It is absolutely, I can't get my mind, like I just can't wrap my mind around why it cost so much. But I have some thoughts on that and I will allude to it in the conclusion part of the video. In terms of the packaging, this is a twist up pencil, not a like sharpened pencil, but it does have a sharpener at the end, so you can sharpen the tip if you want to, like so. But I am not planning on doing that because I'm not losing any product from this, considering how expensive it is. And to be honest, if I just direct the pencil rather than going like this, but just going on at the side, right, I'm basically sharpening it with my face, you know what I mean? So I don't find, I think this is unnecessary. Also, I never find these sharpeners to be any good anyway. I feel like they're just a waste of space, to be honest. I don't get the point of them. I'm gonna insert a little clip of me actually rolling up the pencil all the way to the top, just so we can get an idea of what 0.4 grams of product looks like. Shade 4 here, which, you know, I've maybe twisted up once or twice when I've been using it, but certainly not very much. Oh my god, I'm so worried this is gonna break. Is this it? No, it's still coming up, still coming up. Please don't break, please don't break. Okay, it's still going. Still going? No, it's still going. Okay, right, let's keep going. It's a bit difficult to tell. Keep twisting. The suspense. Oh, that's the end. Okay, so that is how much product you're getting for £27. Let's twist it back down and hope it actually goes down. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's not broken, which is good. That's what I was worried about. Okay, it's twisting down nicely. Phew. I think it's quite interesting that this packaging is kind of like an eyeliner packaging rather than any typical concealer packaging. And from the technique, the packaging, that point of view and what it is for, it is quite an innovative product. But my god, the price, still expensive. The product itself has 12-month shelf life and is made in Korea and it is vegan, cruelty-free. And just so you know, I do have dry skin that's prone to breakouts. There is no smell to this product whatsoever, and I do agree with Lisa's descriptions in that it is a really creamy formula, and I was pleasantly surprised at how easily this blended out actually, because I thought it was going to be a little bit kind of harder, a little bit harsher of a texture, just because it's supposed to be pinpoint concealing, covering up blemishes, but actually it's really creamy. It kind of feels like just a really creamy gel eyeliner. Even though I drew lines underneath for my under eyes, I thought I couldn't blend that out, but actually just with a few pats of the finger, blend it out super easily, no issues. Also the finish, definitely very skin-like, and with just a couple of layers, I think it is truly undetectable. And you know, I'm not wearing anything else other than the concealer, blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, obviously some brow stuff, but like no powder, no skin tint, no foundation whatsoever. And I do feel like this product by itself really gave me a perfected looking skin that looks super natural and not makeup-y. That is if you use it right and if you use 1 or 2 layers. However, if you do try to build up the layers, which I have done for my chin area, those areas do still look makeup-y. Looks a little bit cakey, I have to say, and it also looks a little bit cakey because that bit of my skin is more textured because I'm recovering from breakouts. It's hyperpigmented and the skin over it still hasn't quite healed properly, because it's still going to end up with a cakey makeup-y finish if you try to put 3, 4, even 5 layers. This is after about 5 hours of wear now, and you can sort of see my chin there. There is definitely texture over where I put the makeup, but there's absolutely no powder, no setting spray. It's been 5 hours and it still looks like how I applied it 5 hours ago. It's only 5 hours. I am still going to do another check-in a little bit later. I have just put a few lines on the back of my hand and waited for a few minutes to see if it will set, more than a few minutes, but I could still like rub, and it does rub off. So you know, it's not behaving like a smudge-proof gel eyeliner, but compared to other concealers, especially when this is not even set, the lasting power is pretty impressive. There are some other similar products on the market, although I haven't tested them myself. So one of the things that come to mind is the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil. And the artist pencils, I think a lot of people use it as lip liners or eyeliners, but you can use it as contour as well. It is cheaper. It's £18.5 for 1.4 grams. And then there's also the Face Pencil by Jones Road, which is a chubbier pencil, and it's £26 for 2.9 grams. That has lots of shades in it, and it's kind of meant for blemishes, kind of also, you know, under eye concealer. So I think that product is very comparable to the Lisa Eldridge. The difference is, I guess, it's not as thin of a tip, but then if you sharpen it, you know. There is also an ABH pencil. It's £18 for 2.48 grams, but there's only 3 shades. It is also a concealer pencil. I haven't tested those products. I believe all of those products are a wooden pencil that you sharpen, which is very different to the Lisa Eldridge, which is a twist up. So, you know, but there are some alternatives out there, in the sense that this is not the first concealer pencil, obviously. However, the pinpoint technique is trademarked. I mean, there's the R right next to the name, is Lisa's signature technique. And as a longtime fan, I remember watching her pinpoint concealer technique from over a decade ago and using it in my makeup application as well. And that's where I think the price really comes in. You're not spending £27 buying a concealer. You are spending £27 to buy a product that can help you achieve that look and use that technique. I feel like you're spending the money to buy her makeup artistry. Do you know what I mean? It's not purely a product. I think you can argue it one way or the other, whether you think that's worth it or you think that's not worth it. And the thing is, you can use a pinpoint concealer technique with brushes and, you know, other products like concealer pots, as she demonstrates in her videos. But with this product, it is definitely a lot easier to get just that precise bit of concealer in the area that you really want. And if you think, okay, maybe I can bite the bullet, or if you are a high earner and you have the money and you want to get this product, which, you know, fine, then I would recommend is buying the shade that matches your skin tone. Don't bother buying a lighter shade for underneath your eyes or a darker shade for contour, because you're just wasting money away. Like, you're gonna use so much product for your under eyes or for contour. You're gonna run out you know, in a week or something if you use it every day. So that's ridiculous. Just buy the one shade that matches your skin tone and use the shade matrix on her website, or contact her customer service team. You know, they are really, really good. And another point I think is, if you're the type of person with a lot of makeup product, then you can probably milk this product for a while because you'll be rotating through the other products. However, if you're someone who just sticks to, you know, 1, 2, 3 products, right, and you have your set makeup bag and you're looking to buy a new concealer to use every day, you're going to run out of it really fast, and repurchasing is going to cost a lot. So do think about that when you buy it. But obviously, you know, if you want to buy one, see how it goes, and when you run out, then you can decide whether you think it's worth the money to buy another one. For me, I would repurchase, but I would only repurchase shade 5, which is my perfect color for covering up blemishes. I say perfect, I think it could be a little bit more olive leaning for me, but I would not bother buying any other shades to brighten my under eyes, because I've got other concealers for that cost way less, and also I just have too many concealers anyway. If you're someone who has perfect skin and gets the occasional breakout, or you have just like a little bit of hyperpigmentation, then this product is perfect. especially for hyperpigmentation, because like from, you know, post breakouts, when you're kind of recovering, at that point your skin is not as textured, because you don't even have to worry about kind of the concealer looking cakey and getting up in the texture bits of the skin. Like this product is perfect for that. But then if like your breakouts have texture or have like bits of skin around it, this concealer comes with all of the other problems that all concealers comes with. Is giving you texture when you apply it. It's just what makeup does. There is no miracle product that can take away that texture. And if you guys watch my other video, I did buy the Violette FR invisible bandage that you're supposed to put on top of your blemish and then apply your concealer, and that's meant to take the texture away, but you know that didn't work for me. So yes, basically I personally think no makeup is going to erase uneven texture. Products erases uneven color, but it emphasizes texture. So think about what kind of skin you have before you think about buying this product as well. And I just want to say, in terms of the shades, so I bought shade 345 by using the helpful things on the website. So one of them is the Pinpoint Shade Finder, where you match yourself to the pictures of the models on the website, and I couldn't quite decide between the two models in the end, to be honest, so I picked up 3 or 4. One of them would have said 3 and the other one would have said 4. And then for T6 in the Matrix, he recommended shade 4 or 5, with shade 5 correcting blemishes. And then for the foundation, shade 9 actually recommended 4/3, 3 for lifting shadows, 4 for correcting blemishes, which doesn't really match me very well. But I know I can also use 9.5 foundation, so I looked at that and it recommended 5 for blemishes and 3 for shadows, which I think probably works best for me. Although because shade 4 has that peach undertone, it actually works quite nicely under the eyes because it gives more of that brightening effect. But yeah, I mean, this is my 2 cents. I don't know how I feel about the price, to be honest. It is really expensive, but like I said, I feel like you're not just buying a product, you're buying Lisa's artistry. And I do think the color, if you get one that really matches you well for covering blemishes, it can work quite nicely. But you know, don't expect miracles, don't expect it to just like erase everything, because the texture is still going to be there. Just, yeah, I think this is because of how much it costs. I just can't say yes, go run out and buy it, because we are living, the world is going to shit right now. Okay, so spending £27 on such a small amount of product of a concealer, it feels frivolous. It really does. Even though it's an amazing product, it is, but just I feel like in the context of everything, yeah. So sorry about that rambling. I will insert the last little clip of checking now, and then I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello lovely people, it's been about 9 hours. I'm gonna get up even closer to show you what it all looks like. Definitely breaking apart there, bit of hyperpigmentation coming through. That's pretty much gone where I covered things. That's still a little bit remaining. Under eyes, honestly, not so bad. My under eyes are definitely usually worse than this. And I mean, my blush bronzer is all come off. But I still can see the sparkly eyeshadow. That's not the focus of the video though. But yeah, 10-hour wear test without setting, with powder or setting spray. So I think it's, you know, not bad, but you know, it's not like waterproof, super long wear or anything. And I wore a moisturizer underneath, but nothing else. Of course, if you wear something oily underneath, that is going to break the concealer off more quickly. But then I feel like if you wear a foundation or a tint underneath, that product is going to interact with the concealer and change the longevity of it as well. And all I wore was a moisturizer, and I left some time for it to soak into my skin. So it's not 100% budge proof. And I think some people have said online that it's super budge proof, but that's certainly not my experience. Okay. So I'm not really sure what's happened to my pencils, but the writing, the gold writing on the white packaging is already starting to wear off from me, from me using it. Like if I show you the 3 different pencils I have here, can you see how at the top one the writing is already almost completely gone, and also the shade name actually is almost completely gone as well, which is like not a problem because the colors are there, but I'm not sure why that's happening, and I don't remember that happening with her other lip pencil products. So there is something weird going on there.